All right. And we are ready to go to our next run. This is going to be Pokemon Snap any percent with JagsyRedPanda. Go ahead, take it away.
Hello, good afternoon, good morning, slash Epic. My name's Jags, or JagsyRedPanda, and I'm going to be running an old game. I'm hoping a lot of people have a bunch of nostalgia for this one. I already know a bunch of people are going to be asking, how can you run an on-rail shooter? Well, we'll find out. So if you're ready, I'll count in from 3 to start.
Go for it.
3, 2, 1, go. So it's actually quicker to run in Japanese, but I thought we get a lot more nostalgia if I played in English. Oops, never mind.
Oh my gosh, I remember this game.
So, Pokemon Snap any percent. So, to run this game, there's a couple of different mechanics we're going to have to go over. The first one is points. So points really matter. There's several definitions, there's certain points of what you can get for entering levels or for getting certain rewards, and we definitely want to get all those things. So the first one I need is you to shop, thank you. The second one is the cart mechanics. So you'll never notice it unless you're paying close attention, but the cart actually changes speed depending which direction you're looking. So right now I'm facing dead forward, not moving anything. That actually causes it to go quicker, which is what we want to happen. And obviously we want to get as few pictures as possible, but we want to get the maximum score. So I'm going to be looking for really nice quick shots, like that. And straightforward again. Not taking any unnecessary photos. When we go through the menus then at the end, when I go through and tally up my points, it'll be a lot quicker there. We also never go to the gate at the end of the levels. So rather than do that, what we actually do is we can quit out the level early, and that'll give us a chance to save some time there as well. Just for context, my current PB is about 23.5 minutes, so there's definitely a lot of time saved to be had. So do one more there quickly, and to the side, and thank you, Evie, and quit out. So I have a nice little count up then from Professor Oak. Terrible did you picture this? I would not be good on the nature documentary. So these menus are going to go by very quick. We do have instant text for these.
Yes.
You see a bunch of wonderfuls?
Wonderful. Wonderful.
That's what we want.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
So my first point tally here, we're looking for about 17,000, ideally 17,500. Okay, perfect. That means I can go into the next level, and basically I'm straight back out. So the first thing I need is apples. So in a casual playthrough, you might go through tunnel once and be like, oh, I need go through, come out with some points and get me some apples. I am going to do it as quick as possible. So I'm going to take a picture of Pikachu quickly and exit out. And unless I've made a terrible mistake in my maths, which I'm hoping I haven't, I should be about 20. I need 24,200 points.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
And a wow as well. Dr. Professor Oak. Unfortunately, you can't do that straight out. You need to go into the level, get some Pokemon, and then come back out again. Oops. Double pressing B. The fear of pressing buttons too many times. Bonk Pikachu for luck. So now we have apples, I can actually go through the level. I need to bonk this guy, who is a bit of a drama queen. It's getting significantly better in English. Japanese is very much quicker, but we like the wonderfuls. I feel like a lot of people are going to have a lot of nice nostalgia for that one. I know I certainly did when I picked this game back up.
I was going to say, in chat, we have a lot of people going, wonderful, 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 wonderful.
Sweet. I would rather that than you are close. We don't want many of those.
By the way, someone had a question in chat. Does running on the Switch compared to the original hardware mean less lag management?
Good question. So there's much less lag management because there's no lag in the levels. But the trade-off is there is terrible lag in the menus. So in the level, in the N64 one, I'd have to be looking up and away to make sure that I'm not getting any lag from stuff spawning in. That's not really a problem in the Switch at all. It runs at exactly the same frame rate regardless, which is great. But the menu lag is pretty spectacularly bad as a trade-off. I don't really know why. So the cart mechanics being slow, I'm actually going to utilize it right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture of Diglett, and then I'm going to face backwards, and that'll slow me down, so I can get this excellent picture of Dugtrio by there, and then I'm going to face straight back forward again.
Oh, nice.
So there is a little bit of nuance to understanding, like, positioning the cart correctly. So, like, now again, I'm going to fire these apples over there, and then I'm going to head over to the right side. Get these bad boys together to make a magneton, and bonk.
How precise would you say this game is?
Depends how much you're going for. So the point score is actually pretty close. So obviously that first pit by there when I was getting the apples, I had to get those two pictures, and I was, what, 300 points above the cap? And I was pretty much taking everything I could have gotten. I could have gotten Electabuzz as well to be safe, but it wasn't really necessary for that bit. For the next bit, we need, what, 72,500 points? But it's bad. And then there's another one to do with the amount of Pokemon I need to have captured. I get 2 full Diglett pictures. So you can see the menu management of, like, trying to get through as few menus as possible. It's very important. And we'll run through again. Full.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
So I'm looking for about 50,000 points coming out of here.
Wonderful. 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 Wonderful.
51, nice.
Welcome back. Yeah.
So Volcano, I think Volcano is the shortest level, because we exit out very early in this one, because we don't go right to the end and get Charizard.
Do I have a second to read a couple donations?
Yeah, go ahead.
We have $25 from Mike with no comment. Thank you so much. And I believe that was put towards the later in the day. We have that locked game, Chained Echoes, and there's an unlocked glitched any percent that can be unlocked as well, and that's towards that. And we have $12.34 from Infrared that just says "Wah." That was awful, but
Wah! Brace the red panda noises.
And by the way, welcome Raiders. Just as a reminder, this is Power Up with Pride 2023, benefiting the Trevor Project. You can donate by typing !donate in chat, or check out the schedule with !schedule. We're currently in a Pokemon block and having fun, I think.
Thank you for the donations. I rotated and let him back up. They didn't want to fight for me. I really wanted to set them on each other. I crave violence, unfortunately. So coming out of this level, anything over 72,000 would be amazing. I'm not counting on it because on the Switch, especially on the UK one, which I'm playing right now, as opposed to the Japanese version, the points are actually quite...
Wonderful.
I was going to say ungenerous. I don't think it's a word. But it's not great.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
So I'm not counting on too good a score. Oh, 72,200. That's very good.
Welcome
So
back.
I need to get the Pestables next, which involves going to the river and taking a single picture. If I don't have an IF point total, I normally get Bulbasaur, but because I've got a really good point total, I can get this little jumpy lad by here, if you're going to jump again for me. And again, this is a problem with the N64 one. You can just jump straight in, take the snap, and go out again. But because the emulation is quite poor for detecting Pokemon... Oh, that's a wonderful one. Nice. You do have to be very precise about what you take the picture of.
Welcome back.
And unfortunately, River is actually the biggest reset point in the entire run.
Yes.
Because it's the only bit with really bad RNG. So to get to the final level, well, the second to final level of the game, spoilers, Valley, you need a precise number of Pokemon in your Pokedex. My aim is terrible. In order to get that the quickest, we need to take a picture of Cloyster. But Cloyster showing up is actually luck-based. It's not guaranteed at all. And what happens in that scenario is I need to go all the way to the end of the next level and take a picture of Jinx. And because the detection's so poor, you need to get like really close. It's like a 35-second time loss.
Oh boy.
So, you know, when you go in for like the best possible run, that's the one where, okay, I'm gonna have to reset for that. Obviously, I'm not gonna do that today.
I was gonna say, luckily this is a marathon, so, you know, more Pokemon isn't a bad thing in my opinion.
Wonderful. Wonderful! So yeah, there's a certain amount of, when you're learning this game, certainly, and for me it was a steep learning curve, you have to be very good at understanding where the shots you want are, because you need the maximum number of points. You don't want to be taking 2 or 3 photos and deciding which one's the best one. But at the same time, you need to be as accurate as possible. You need to have them in the center of the shot. You need to make sure that it's as large as possible. So like this one, I'm going to wait until I'm as close as possible and then take it. Go wait for this Psyduck as well. This is a very weird one. You've got to wait for him to be slightly out of the water, because the detection otherwise says that he's really far away for some reason. Nope. This is the start of Cloyster fun. There's 2 not Cloysters. Don't let me down. Don't lay down. Don't lay down. No, okay, fine. We'll have to go for Jinx. You know, of course it was going to happen during a marathon. I was never going to get Cloyster with side. It kind of is what it is there. You either get or you don't. It's even worse in the 100% speedruns, where you have to get Arcanine. Arcanine's significantly lower spawn rate.
Oh,
During my PB run, I got Arcanine first time, and I was like, I'm never beating that gold again, really. It's so difficult. Go across, mark all these off. That's a wonderful Porygon. I think that's me.
Yes.
So my next goal total is I'm saving up to go towards 130,000.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
But I want to take as few pictures in Valley as possible.
Wonderful.
Because I have to go through these levels, essentially. If it does, it's very good coming out of there. Especially since I missed Cloyster.
Welcome back.
So into cave. I will have to go to the end. I will have to remember to do that. You have to take that picture of Grime out by there, otherwise the other one doesn't show up. You can actually see him just poking around by there. So it's surprising, really, the mixture of getting really good at just getting good point totals. And I mean, even now, like, I've been practicing for the last couple of weeks to get very good, like, on the first level, coming out with good point totals. And just knowing when to leave a level as soon as possible does for the time. So I think, obviously, the world record times on the Switch, you're looking at, really? About 21 minutes. And that's purely just, you know, getting really good point scores and being able to avoid getting photos later on and coming out of levels earlier and all that good stuff. So we're not going to help Jigglypuff out because I'm not that bothered, to be honest with you.
Aw, poor Jiggly.
Terrible aim. Sorry, luckily I got some more time. Come on. Not sure how the puddle of water evolves here.
He's a plant, right? So plants plus water equal growth, I guess?
Maybe. Unfortunately, like right now, you can see Jinx from here, so you think, I can take this picture, leave, all good. But unfortunately, the detection is so poor on Jinx specifically, and I don't know why Jinx. I'm going to have to wait till I come all the way around here and get up to this point. And about here. That's... one of those might not even work. It's so bad. And I wish I understood why. It's very weird, like, emulation glitch going on. And the other unfortunate thing is, if I get closer, I get a much better score than Jinx as well. So I'm going to be slightly lower going into Valley, which is the last level.
Wonderful. You were close. Wonderful. Wonderful.
I think that's my first you were close I've had today, actually.
Wonderful.
Other than this one, which is
Close.
inevitable.
Great.
Okay, so 114,000 going into Valley isn't bad.
Welcome back. Yeah. Yes.
And just a reminder, we are raising money for the Trevor Project, and we do still have that incentive open for the next run is that Pokemon Scarlet Starfall Street. You can help name the Venonat, currently being named Dijon, but you could change that. Or you could really double down and make sure Dijon is chosen. Get your donations in !donate and put them towards incentives.
So here, I got to get 16,000 points. So I'm going to take as few pictures as possible to do that, because it's going to be quicker to leave the level with getting fewer, because the count doesn't go up as much. I don't have to spend so much time in Professor Oak's check. I would have been on about 16,000, which is about normal, if I'd Cloyster not betrayed me. In my last set of practice runs, about 7 runs in a row, I got Cloyster every single time, so it was pretty inevitable, I think. Extra safe again. That one. And our little friend Magicup's going to fall over by here. The other thing to note, and I'm going to do it now, is if I'm facing a direction and I go into the L view, the cart doesn't move, so it doesn't go over to the one side or another. But obviously if I let go, then it starts doing it. So if I want to stay on a particular path, or I want to stay at a certain speed, if I hold the shutter, I can do it. So if I want to slow down, I can look backwards, go into the L view, then turn around and it'll keep the slower back speed, which can be helpful for doing stuff like getting the Diglets earlier, or for waiting for Lapras to show up.
Nice.
I'm debating if I need Dragonite.
This is
Yeah, sure, it looks funny.
This is a surprisingly technical run.
It does have its moments, including having to do math, which, given I've gone into computer science, I didn't want to have to do maths, but here we are.
Oh no, math.
My mortal nemesis. So, knock Squirtle up there to knock Mankey off. I gotta try and get Mankey from around the corner. Terrible aim. So we knock him onto the switch and get the final part of the quest, which is getting the signs. Like, I don't know how well you remember having to do this quest, but looking for them on the first playthrough and waiting for the clues and such, quite painful. Doing it now, very quick.
Oh.
The other thing to note is I mash slightly slower there. So pressing A and B together is the quickest way to mash through text. But Professor Oak always asks you at the end if you're quite happy with what he's told you. And pressing A, he'll repeat himself, and I don't want that at all because it's very slow. So I'll mash B instead, which is slower, but it means actually, get out in decent time. So we should have plenty of points from this.
Yes. Wonderful. 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 Wonderful.
I think I'm going to
Wonderful.
be slightly, you know,
Wonderful.
overdoing it. I think I'm going to be on like 140,000 or so.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so the 130 point boundary is where I get the poker flute, which is the last thing I need, other than this Zoomy boy. So now we need to start going through the levels backwards. But I can zoom through them very quickly to get the signs. Do you remember where the signs are? Has it been too long? So our first one, there's two that are really late in the level, and all the other ones are quite early on, which is a bit of a pain. Like this one's right near the end. But I want to capture it as soon as possible, and then that's all I need to do. I don't need any more points, I don't need any more Pokemon, I don't need anything. So all I'm going to be doing is zooming through the level, getting my signs, and then heading off to the final level and go encounter Mew.
Welcome back.
This is my Poke Flute.
Yes.
So do you have to go through all the levels now to get those signs?
Yep, every single one. So I got the sign in Valley already when I was there. So it's just a case of going backtracking back through and picking them up. First of all, I've got to play a nice song for Vileplume by here. And I've got to make sure I get good pictures of the signs. So it's just a case of hovering over where I know they are and waiting for the red to show up.
Wonderful. Welcome back. Yes.
So here, this one is throwing a pest ball into the lava, which, you know, makes logical sense.
Obviously.
And that one, it shows up. It'll say it's been taken, but quite often it won't look like a sign. It'll just look like a ball of gas, and it's like, no, that's definitely a coughing.
Wonderful.
So tunnel's the longest one, unfortunately,
Welcome back.
because we have to go basically all the way through the level to get the sign. So the other problem is these boys by here will come round and will block me. So I have to zoom up to that point, and then I have to wait for Electro to go in front of me. And then I have to wait for him to go past, and then I can zoom on past him. And mistiming that, and then getting stopped, because when the card stops for Pokemon, it stops for about 10 years, I would say. I think it's a fair approximation. It's much too long. Now, Pikachu really hates the flute. Very angry.
He's like, I've heard this before. Jeez.
Maybe you wanted this too. So the reason I take multiple photos there is the texture could be a little bit trippy on that one. Sometimes you can see the sign, but it'll go, no, it's not there.
Oh, wonderful.
As you know, happens. So we've only got one sign left to go.
Welcome back.
I see, it's not a long run at all, especially when you're confident you know what you're doing. But when you first start off, and like understanding, oh, I need to get X amount of photos, or missing photos, or having photos that don't come out right and need to go back in, you can bring your time down very quickly. But once you start improving, it's very satisfying to get like 19,000 points on the first level, you know, and come out with like, oh wow, that was actually really good points score I got.
Wonderful.
Okay, so we're on the final level now, which, spoiler,
Welcome
is
back.
Rainbow Road from Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Where we got to encounter Mew, but Mew is very difficult. So Mew floats about in this little ball that moves way too quick, and you have to batter him out of it. Or you have to miss several times in a row, which is usually what happens to me.
Oh no.
There's phase 1, and phase 2 he goes past like that, but sometimes he appears like halfway up and you don't have time to turn around. Very annoying. And one of my PBs, I lost like 8 seconds to just missing 3 times in a row.
Oh no.
Like that. There we go. So I don't need a particularly good picture of you, it doesn't really matter.
you just have to get 8 pictures.
Yeah. So normally take 2 or 3 just to be confident that I'm happy that it's done. So time is going to end as soon as the red saving box shows up now. So we'll do some text of like, oh, well, you know, well done, do you want to come back? It'll show red saving, and that's the end of the run.
Back. You made it.
That's
See ya.
time.
Nice, GG. Any quick shout-outs you want to do?
I'm going to shut myself out because I'm happy with that. So you can follow me on Twitch at JagsyRedPanda. I also have Twitter, but I use JagsyFox there, which is my old Twitch handle, my current Twitter handle. I'm also JagsyFox on Instagram. Other than that, yeah, thank you very much for having me. It's an amazing cause. I hope you enjoyed the nostalgia trip, and good luck to all the other runners today.
Definitely. Thank you so much. That was so fun. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.